there.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's even weirder on this side.
It weighs about 40 pounds.
Okay, it's a really, really odd shape. I don't know what it is. This was an incredible piece of technology. A well-trained soldier could get off 28 rounds a minute with this gun. Depending on your position, up to 6, and generally a lot less.
Rick kicks things off by demanding help for his so-called legendary garage sale. And suddenly Corey's busy changing oil, while Chumlee's stuck in 2005 rewinding VHS tapes. The old man just smirks as Rick forces a 6 a.m. start time. This already feels less like a sale and more like a sitcom setup.
Hey boys, guess what?
What's up, Grandpa?
This weekend we'll ride up to Ely and ride the Nevada Northern Train System.
I'm not ever gonna go riding.
First big item through the door, a Winchester 1860 Henry rifle with a jaw-dropping $40,000 asking price. Rick admires its insane firepower, 28 rounds a minute, but then slams down a $20,000 offer like he's speedrunning a lowball challenge.
It was really revolutionary. We've had hundreds of Winchesters come through the shop over the years, but this gun is something special. This was the first commercially successful lever-action repeating rifle.
The seller looks like Rick just insulted his entire bloodline. Rick shrugs and basically says, "Try Craigslist." And just like that, the deal evaporates into thin air.
And it helps cement the Winchester name in history. But getting a gun from Rob at a good price can be tricky. Let me take a look at it. Have you looked at the bore or anything on this thing?
No. Do you need a bore light?
If you have one, okay, can you just shine it in there for me?
You bet.
Then we time travel to prehistoric drama when a guy brings in supposed dinosaur eggs for $20,000. Corey's skeptical, especially after the seller casually admits he has zero proof they might literally be fancy rocks.
I mean, I guess they kind of look like eggs if they've been flattened. I mean, it's definitely got some chisel marks here where you can tell it where it's actually like chipped out of something, which tells me it's got to be something. I don't know what it is.
Enter paleontologist Tom, who inspects the eggs like he's judging MasterChef, Fossil Edition. Plot twist, they're real and 70 to 80 million years old, but one egg was clearly added later to fake a matching set.
Get some traffic coming through. And we're advertising his garage sale now.
The kid's showing initiative. Leave him alone.
I gotta admit, he actually did some work on the flyer. It's got a map and everything.
And here comes the heartbreak. Instead of $20,000, they're worth about $300 to $600 each thanks to a fossil flood in the 90s. Corey swoops in with $400, they haggle to $500, and Corey walks away grinning like he just defeated extinction itself.
It would have been a duck-billed dinosaur.
Duck-billed dinosaur.
Well,
It's like the lamest of all dinosaurs, right?
well, I don't know about the lamest. I actually find them quite interesting. They were one of the favorite meals of a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Meanwhile, Rick is hyping up his world-famous silver and gold garage sale like it's Coachella. The crew roasts him for burning through all the printer ink on flyers. But you've got to respect the chaotic hustle.
Come to the world-famous silver and gold garage sale.
The silver and gold garage sale.
Pretty good, huh? You got anything you want to get rid of? If you want to sell some stuff in my garage sale, you guys can come put it right on the table.
Yeah, I know what I got.
Chumlee sets up vintage wrestling toys, and Rick immediately tries to lowball him at his own event. Chum shuts it down at $50 flat, and Rick grumbles while paying. Talk about getting pawned at your own pawn shop.
Television in the 1950s. It was like,
Wasn't wrestling in the Olympics for hundreds of years?
well, I'm talking this kind of wrestling. In the 1980s, these guys just exploded. I mean, Hulk Hogan, he was a straight-up rock star.
Don't try to wooze me with all this wrestling information, Rick.
Next heavyweight item, an 1800s barber chair with a hopeful $5,000 price tag. Rick spots worn hydraulics and tired upholstery, so in comes the restoration expert estimating $2,500 in repairs before it could resell for $5,000 to $6,000.
I imagine this was put in storage a long, long time ago because there's next to no wear on it. Koken started doing the hydraulic ones late 1800s.
Yeah.
And the absolute amazing thing is you have this.
Yeah, it's rare when you see him with that.
Rick opens at $1,500. The seller fires back at $4,000, and the tension spikes fast. Rick caps at $2,000, the seller won't budge from $3,500, and boom, stalemate city.
Probably 12 to 1,500 as it sits. Done, you're gonna wow somebody, and you're gonna get $5,000 to $6,000.
All right, man, I'll give you a call if I get it.
Okay, good enough, Rick. Nice to meet you.
You too, thank you.
Take care. If Rick makes a deal on this, I'll be happy to do this because this one is in extremely nice condition.
Back at the garage sale chaos, Rick discovers Chum flipped those $50 wrestling toys for $500. Rick tries flexing knowledge, but Chum just smirks. This might be the first recorded case of Rick getting out-hustled by Chumlee.
Oh, sweet. Roddy Piper.
Right.
You got him for sale, huh? For how much?
$500.
What?
What?
You gave me $50 for him.
Well, I was going to pay you more money, and I was going to explain to you why they were worth more money.
By the end, we've got a rifle that walked, dino eggs that crashed in value, a barber chair that slipped away, and Chumlee running resale operations like a mastermind. Absolute Pawn Stars madness. And somehow, Chum might have won the episode.
You can get a commission when you sell them, but you're probably not going to sell them because you don't know anything about them.
All right, go ahead, spit some facts out.
This company right here came out with this wrestling ring right here in 1985, okay? And they sort of had a hook with it, okay?
A guy walks in holding a first edition Rolling Stone magazine, the very first issue, with John Lennon front and center like rock history royalty. Rick's instantly hooked, and when the seller casually says he only wants $350, you can practically hear the record scratch.
Got something to show you here today.
What's that?
Got a first edition Rolling Stone magazine.
It's still a big deal to get your picture on the cover.
Oh, it'd be great to get your picture on the cover of Rolling Stone.
I'd buy 5 copies for my mother if I did.
All right.
Rick flips through it like he's handling sacred text, grinning at the vintage Pink Floyd ad and that rebellious Rolling Stone sucks line in the back. And the fact that this guy found it while cleaning out a desk, that's not tidying up, that's winning the nostalgia lottery.
Where did you get this?
I found it when I cleaned out a desk at the place I used to work at.
So this is the first one ever?
First one ever, volume 1, number 1.
How long did they look like a newspaper?
I think almost all of the 70s. It's really incredible that they were able to keep their persona for so long. I mean, it was
Negotiation time hits fast. Seller says $350. Rick coolly counters with $300. It's not dramatic warfare, but it's smooth, efficient, and Corey's advice to frame it just seals the vibe. Easy $300 and a classy exit joke about not losing it in Vegas.
Gentlemen, Rolling Stone sucks. I love it because it's just so 1967. I mean, look at the ad for Pink Floyd at the Fillmore. I think first few issues were like really like San Francisco based, and then it sort of spread out through the country.
Then we pivot to 2 Ohio State player pendants shaped like pants. Yes, actual pants. And I'm already laughing. The seller explains the rivalry joke behind them while Chumlee proudly declares he puts his pants on both legs at once, because of course he does.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. How can I help you?
Well, I have a couple of these Ohio State pendants. They're awarded to the players when they beat Michigan.
Why do they look like pants?
When they started the award, Ohio State had a long losing streak against Michigan.
The seller swings big with a $2,500 ask, clearly believing these golden trousers are elite tier collectibles. Rick spots gold fill and a little green tarnish peeking through, and suddenly that solid gold dream starts looking shaky.
Well, it's one of the biggest rivalries ever in college football. I mean, they've been playing ever since they had the grid.
Yeah.
The field used to be painted completely different. It used to be squares on the field, and that's why it was called the gridiron.
It's still called the gridiron.
Rick opens at $1,500, and you can feel the tension tighten instantly. He bumps it to $2,000 and stands firm, and after a long pause, the seller caves. $2,000 for gold pants is officially a deal.
I bought those off of a private collector. He bought several of them, and I bought a collection off of him a few years ago.
Do you know who these belong to? Or?
The one from 2008, DW for Doug Worthington. The LP, Boone is the last name. I'm not sure of his first name.
Now things get artsy with 2 Picasso etchings, and Corey wastes no time roasting them by saying they look like something Chum drew. The disrespect is immediate, and I'm already bracing for either a masterpiece moment or a meltdown.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Hey, I wanted to see if I can sell these Picassos.
Okay.
We're gonna go look around.
So where did you get these?
They belong to my mom. I'm selling them for her.
It's like something Chum could have drawn.
Yeah, probably could have, but he's not Picasso.
One's a dove, one's titled Poor Robbie, and the seller admits she's basically guessing on value because her mom bought them decades ago. She hopes for $1,000 total, and honestly, the optimism alone deserves applause.
So how did your mom get these?
She was an interior designer, and in the early 70s, an art dealer came to her design firm and sold them to her.
Okay.
I've had them in my house like my whole life.
Rick calls in an expert, because when Picasso's name is involved, you don't just eyeball it and hope for the best. The specialist confirms they're authentic, but explains they're common prints, and you can see the seller holding her breath for the number.
Earlier, a woman brought in 2 Picasso etchings. Anything Picasso could be valuable. So I invited my buddy Brent down to the shop to tell me what these things are worth.
I'm a fine art appraiser with Art Encounter here in Las Vegas, and I specialize in the appraisal of fine art paintings, all manner of two-dimensional works, oils, acrylics, and watercolors.
Meanwhile, Rick and the old man check out a 1931 REO Flying Cloud that's been in one family since it rolled off the lot. That's not just a car, that's generational drama on 4 wheels.
So how'd you get it?
It's actually been in my family since the original purchase.
That is so cool. You know what REO stood for? It's R.E. Old. After Olds sold his company, the Olds Motor Company, which later turned into Oldsmobile, he got bored and wanted to open up another car company, so he opened up the R.E. Olds Motor Company.
Rick dives into REO history like it's story time, pointing out original parts and old-school mechanics with zero power steering. The seller wants $40,000 but says he'd take $25,000, and that price gap alone could start an argument.
Olds tried to sue him, so he just called it REO.
Oh, okay.
The Royale was their top-of-the-line car. They were competing with Cadillac and a lot of other the big car companies. Right around 1920 is when everybody just started going nuts with automobiles. Sort of like the internet in the 1990s.
Rick's main concern? Does it even run? Or is this about to become the world's most expensive lawn ornament? You can see him weighing restoration nightmares against how badly he wants to own a piece of rolling history.
REO was actually one of the top automakers in the early 20th century in the United States. They made everything from cars to buses to fire trucks. And one of their cars even inspired the name of a band, REO Speedwagon.
Modern technology.
Oh, I love these old things.
Back to the Picassos. The expert pegs them at around $1,000 total, and the seller looks relieved. Rick offers $600 for room to profit. She hesitates just enough to build suspense, and then they lock it in.
Now, this one was done circa 1950, and it was done in honor of a friend of his, Robert Godet. As Rick said, is called Poor Rob. Picasso gave up rights to the plate.
And finally, the big REO test. Engine sputters, coughs, and I'm holding my breath. Then it roars to life. Rick beams like a kid on Christmas morning, and you just know that deal is done.
These cars are really cool to me because they represent a really neat era. Things were simpler then. You can look at the designs on them and see how they work, and easy to maintain, easy to work on, and that just kind of represents a cool time for me. Pouring a lot of fuel out of the bottom. Let's not start it.
Things kick off fast in this episode when a seller walks in holding an 1880s Colt .45 revolver, and suddenly the Wild West feels very real. Rick's clearly intrigued, but you can tell he's already calculating the risk. This could be a gold mine or a costly headache.
So where did you get this?
A buddy of mine called me. There was an estate for sale, and I went over and I purchased the estate, and I really don't do anything with guns, so I'm just looking to sell it.
The seller admits he bought it at an estate sale and doesn't know much about firearms. Rick explains it's a single-action army, the legendary Peacemaker, but warns that fakes, especially nickel-plated ones, are everywhere.
Samuel Colt invented the first practical rotating cylinder revolver, and it changed everything. The last thing in the world you wanted was to be staring down the barrel of a Colt, and you got anything else.
Not wanting to gamble thousands, Rick calls in his weapons expert to verify the revolver. The expert inspects it carefully, and you can almost feel Rick holding his breath waiting for the verdict.
Again. So I called in my buddy Rick to take a closer look. Hey Rick, how's it going?
Good.
So this is it?
What are your concerns?
I just want to make sure it's real.
Let me take a look here. I'm president of Weapons Specialists Limited. We deal with every type of weapon you can think of, from a flint knife or spear, all the way through rocket launchers and tanks.
The good news? It's authentic and mostly original, though one mismatched serial number throws a small wrench in things. Even so, the value lands between $3,000 and $5,000, and Rick suddenly looks very interested.
Would have had. That's why Hollywood made it famous. You know, it was probably the most used firearm of the period from 1873 to the turn of the century. It was used at one time or another by practically every noted gunfighter, good or bad, from John Wesley Harding to Wyatt Earp.
Negotiations begin with the seller confidently asking for $4,000. Rick counters at $2,000, pointing out the mismatched part and the risks of resale, and the tension spikes immediately.
This is a real original 1880s Colt. Well, mostly original. These serial numbers match. See, it's got a matching serial number here, here, and here. So all those parts were original parts.
The seller tries nudging it to $2,500, clearly hoping to meet in the middle. Rick doesn't budge, and after a long pause, the seller agrees to $2,000 cash, sealing the deal.
See ya. No, $2,000.
25.
Realistically, I'll probably get 2,500. I can pray and try and get $3,000 for it, but usually people don't walk in here and just pay sticker price. It just doesn't happen.
Next, a customer arrives with a collection of presidential campaign pins that look almost suspiciously perfect. Rick zeroes in on a Teddy Roosevelt Bull Moose Party pin and knows that if it's real, it could mean serious money.
So what do we got here?
I got some president's pins.
Hey, Pops.
What?
You probably voted for most of these guys.
Yeah, right. Believe it or not, I was a good president.
He was president when you were in the Navy, right?
Rick dives into the wild story of Roosevelt getting shot before a speech and finishing it anyway. The history is epic, but Rick's still skeptical about the authenticity of these shiny little buttons.
Do you know what the Bull Moose Party was?
Have not a clue.
Okay. Teddy Roosevelt served 2 terms, and I think it was 1912, he decided he wanted to be president again. Roosevelt was running for a 3rd term. He was unable to secure the Republican nomination.
To be sure, Rick brings in Dana, his political memorabilia expert. Dana flips over one pin and instantly spots the word reproduction stamped on the back. Just like that, the excitement crashes. The pins turn out to be 1968 promotional giveaways, not rare collectibles, and their value drops to basically nothing.
Political buttons. Rick, what are your concerns on this group?
Some of these really old ones from the 1800s just didn't look real.
The mood shifts when a seller struggles in with a massive commercial espresso machine. Corey and Chumlee can't resist joking about finally getting the old man properly caffeinated.
I have no use for it. Too big for my house, so I'm looking to get rid of it.
Tell me a little bit about it.
This thing's practically brand new. Commercial grade, it's top of the line. Puts out about 240 cups an hour. Also, I have this grinder.
The seller asks $4,500, but Corey quickly points out you can buy a brand new one online for much less. He offers $1,300 with the grinder included, and negotiations heat up.
All right, and you're ready to go.
This is sweet, big house. I'm gonna find you a new job with it. You're gonna be running the Gold and Silver coffee shop.
Probably wake the old man up with all that espresso.
Yeah, probably.
I already make coffee every morning. With this thing, I can make it in no time.
After some back and forth, they settle at $1,400. It's not the payday the seller hoped for, but at least he doesn't have to haul that monster back home.
The only way you're gonna get 45 out of this thing is if this thing prints money, man. It's in good shape, but it's still used. And I can buy an Astra Mega 1 for around $1,500 on the internet.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking around $1,300 and I get the grinder.
Back at the shop, Chumlee proudly makes the old man a cup of espresso using the new machine. He jokes it's black as his soul, and somehow the old man actually loves it.
I've been sleeping a lot more than usual, and since Big Hoss just got the coffee maker, I figured I'd make him some coffee. I mean, who wouldn't want some chum brew? These nuts.
Chumlee basks in the rare praise for a moment. Then the old man quickly reminds him that good coffee doesn't pay the bills, bringing things right back to reality.
I can do more work with my eyes closed than Chumlee and Corey combined.
You know what? I went out of my way. Can you just try the coffee?
You know what they call this stuff?
Coffee?
Nectar of the gods. Chumlee, I hate to admit it, but it is a good cup of coffee.
I'm good at making coffee, huh?
Later, a hopeful seller brings in what he believes is a century-old spinning wheel passed down through his family. Rick gives a quick history lesson on spinning wheels, but you can see he's already spotting red flags.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. So what do you got here?
It's my grandma's antique spinning wheel.
Okay.
Did she spin silk into gold?
It was straw in the gold, not silk.
That's true, it was straw.
Rick notices the words Country Craftsman stamped on the base, revealing it's a mid-20th century decorative reproduction. The seller's excitement fades fast as the dream of antique treasure slips away.
This machine turned.
Oh, okay.
So it was a powered lathe, so it had to have been after the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
Okay, and right down here on the bottom, you'll see where it says the Country Craftsman.
Right.
I mean, 150 years ago, they would be advertising it as the newest, the coolest, the best.
Still hopeful, the seller asks Rick to make any offer at all. Rick flatly says $0, and just like that, the spinning wheel spins its way right out the door.
Like little old lady decor and...
Hey, little old ladies come in here too. I mean, you gotta have a product for
most
all.
little old ladies are hipper than this thing, though.
Well, I mean, will you make any offer on it? You're not gonna offend me. I mean, any...
Okay, trust me, I have no problem offending people. I really appreciate you bringing it in, but there's no money here.
All right.
A customer walked in carrying an ancient Roman military diploma, and Rick instantly switched into history nerd mode when the seller revealed it belonged to Marcus Aurelius Valens of the Praetorian Guard and asked for $15,000. Rick wisely decided to call in an expert before risking a costly mistake.
I have an ancient Roman military diploma.
I love the Roman Empire. There's so many neat things to talk about it. It was an amazing civilization and was in steep decline for like 100 years and then really just sort of fell off a cliff in the 400s.
Chumlee, meanwhile, was handed an Alfred Hitchcock autographed self-portrait, complete with that iconic silhouette. The seller wanted $3,000, but Chum wasn't about to trust it without authentication, especially while awkwardly fanboying over Hitchcock's suspense legacy.
This is pretty cool. The silhouette is known from his TV series, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And it would be a silhouette of him, and then the camera would be focused on it. He would walk into it like this, and the silhouette would like line up with his face, and it would disappear. Then he would be standing here, you know.
Once expert Steve Grad examined the autograph, he confirmed it was real, but valued it at only $1,200. The seller refused to budge from $2,500. Chum countered with $600, and the deal collapsed faster than a horror movie victim in the first 5 minutes.
I also want to know, is the silhouette a constant signature, or is that kind of like a special thing to have?
It would vary. He would do it sometimes for special people, maybe a special friend. Did he do it all the time? No. Does it add more to the signature? Yes, but my biggest concern is with stuff like this, is it printed, or is it actually, live ink on there? And that's something we need to take a look at to start off with.
Next, a collector brought in a 1961 Sugar Smack cereal box featuring Quick Draw McGraw and Huckleberry Hound. The seller confidently asked for $500, but Corey countered with $100, turning a simple cereal box negotiation into an unexpectedly tense standoff.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. What do we got?
I have an unused 1961 Sugar Smack cereal box.
All right. That's Quick Draw McGraw, right?
Yes.
What's that one?
Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound. It was simple advertising.
A seller then presented a Superman sketch signed by Siegel and Schuster, hoping to score $6,500. An expert revealed it was a print with authentic signatures worth around $1,000, and after Rick's $600 offer clashed with the seller's $4,200 demand, the Man of Steel couldn't save this deal.
Hey man, what's up?
Hey, how are you, Rick?
Oh, pretty good.
Wow.
Faster than a speeding bullet. Ben Steele in his bare hands. Truth, justice, and the American way.
And it's signed nice. Joe Schuster, Jerry Siegel, they were two boys from Cleveland, Ohio. They went to New York City. Joe and Jerry sold their...
Vintage Vegas entered the shop in the form of a mini roulette table from the Desert Inn Hotel. After expert Andy valued it at just $175, Corey's $125 offer fell far short of the seller's $550 counter, and the gamble simply didn't pay off.
The Desert Inn used to give this out to people, and they would also sell them. I think he sold them for like 25 bucks. They were more or less exclusive. This is what the Desert Inn did.
We're talking early 50s, so 25 bucks is a lot of money.
Finally, a seller unveiled a rosary recovered from the 1715 shipwreck fleet, aiming high at $75,000. Rick countered with $13,000 due to a saturated market, and the seller walked away, leaving his treasure dream stranded.
This is a golden coral rosary from a famous shipwreck, the 1715 fleet.
That's cool. Coral was really, really popular and inexpensive around this time period because they realized that take a few cannons and start blasting coral reefs. They weren't exactly environmentally friendly back then, okay?
It starts with the guys flexing their wildest teenage stories. Corey ran off at 14, Chum road trip to Tijuana, and the old man casually claims he rode a caribou down a pier in Manila. Rick ends it by saying the craziest move of all is tattooing your wife's name on you and spelling it wrong.
Dude, I was just watching extreme sports. There's these guys jumping out of planes, doing like crazy stunts and sky surfing, all kinds of stuff.
I've done plenty of crazy stuff in my life. When I was 14 years old, him and my mom went out of town. I told him I was gonna be staying at a friend's house.
A seller walks in and dramatically pulls out a pocket fisherman, the ultimate 1970s gadget that screams late-night TV magic. He wants $100 for two of them, but Rick immediately points out that practically everyone already owns one.
Popeil's Pocket Fisherman. I guess it was Popeil's before Ronco. Remember at the end of the commercial for all that weird stuff? By Ronco.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was Ron Popeil. This is the guy who had the spray on hair.
Oh, God.
Rick fires back with a $20 offer, and the seller switches into full infomercial mode, talking about guarantees and value. After some theatrical haggling, Rick refuses to move, the seller caves, and somehow it's declared a deal.
I could use a little of that myself.
He was the one who like mastered the direct response television. You know, call now for da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And everyone knew what Ronco was. I think this had to have been his biggest product.
Rick proudly shows off his purchase, and Chum genuinely thinks it looks like a ray gun from a sci-fi movie. The old man roasts Rick for being too cheap to buy a real rod back in the day, and suddenly Rick announces they're all going fishing.
What'd you buy, Rick?
A ray gun.
No, it's a fishing pole. It's an original 1970s Popeil's pocket fisherman. This right here, bam, you are fishing.
I don't get it.
I mean, you don't get it. You catch fish with this.
Before the lake chaos begins, a seller brings in a 1920s Babe Ruth model glove that looks surprisingly clean and legit. He asks around $1,000 to $1,200, but Rick coolly counters with $350 and nearly knocks the wind out of him.
What is that, embossed right in there?
It is.
So where'd you get it?
I have a baseball card shop. Get all kinds of cool things in there sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, Babe, he changed baseball, you know?
He started out at Boston, and then one of the biggest deals of that era was when the Yankees bought him.
They go back and forth like it's the 9th inning, tossing numbers until they land at $425. The seller accepts, claiming it'll make up for Vegas losses.
You know, that's still more than I want to be in it. I see them for $1,000, $1,500 on all kinds of different websites, but they're not selling for that price. I see these sell for $600 to $700. I mean, I could come up a little bit, maybe go $400. I mean, I'd love to have it in my shop. It's a great glove.
At the lake, Rick talks about patience and relaxation like he's hosting a fishing retreat. Corey and Chum immediately destroy that vision by tangling lines and arguing within minutes.
He's a masturbator.
Did we bring some popcorn? Because I think I'd rather feed the ducks.
No, we did not.
Oh. All right, let me show you how master casts it. Or not.
You guys ready? Start fishing. You'll enjoy yourself.
Corey somehow loses his reel into the water. Chum mocks him endlessly, and Rick's bobber drifts away like it's escaping the madness. What was supposed to be peaceful turns into pure chaos in record time.
Philosophy, okay?
Yeah, the biggest fish wins.
Isn't a sport, it's a sport. Chum and Corey refuse to listen to me. I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm gonna enjoy relaxing and fishing and having a nice day. Not a competition.
Everything's a competition.
Back at the shop, a woman drags in a massive 40-pound rock she believes might be a meteorite. Rick jokes about aliens, but you can practically see the dollar signs flashing in his eyes.
Hello, how can I help you?
Well, got something here. It's a wee bit heavy. Thought maybe you might shed some light on what that is right there. It's been to museums, it's been to paleontologists. No one seems to know what it is.
Okay.
Some are even saying something ET.
Rick brings in a geology expert who examines the rock and calmly announces it's just a concretion. The seller's excitement evaporates instantly, and Rick looks mildly embarrassed for getting his hopes up.
Oh, now that's interesting. Very nice. Well, I know exactly what this is. It's a concretion. Now, there are two types, but whichever type it is, it's still a concretion.
So I still don't know what it is.
The expert explains mineral buildup and natural formations, but the short version is simple. It's not from space. The woman leaves with the same heavy rock and zero payday.
Made in a different way. So it was just kind of an interesting piece she ran into. Hopefully not with her foot.
I'm sorry it turned out that way, but at least you know what it is. It's a flat nodule. We put this in your front yard. It'll deter burglars because it looks like you have a really large dog.
Meanwhile, Rick storms off from the fishing trip in frustration, clearly fed up with the chaos. The next day, Corey and Chum proudly show off the fish they caught after he left, and Corey lands a brutal comeback when Rick insists it wasn't a competition.
What's up, poor sport?
Really shouldn't have stormed off during your little hissy fit, man.
What?
Fish started biting about an hour after you left.
That's not everything, but that's for you.
You really caught these.
Figured you got a big family, you know, you might want to eat.
I think you guys are lying.
The episode closes on that awkward note, mixing gadget nostalgia, baseball history, alien disappointment, and lakeside meltdowns. It's classic Pawn Stars energy, big expectations, bigger egos, and just enough drama to keep things messy.
You can take those home and you guys can all enjoy the fish that Corey and I caught.
Giant fish that me and Chum caught that you didn't catch any of.
It is not a competition. It's about having a good time, and you guys refuse to let me do that.
So then why did you storm off mad when you didn't catch anything?
I just couldn't stand being around you guys anymore.